Today, I want to talk to you about powerful math. Powerful math only involves two things: adding and subtracting. And when you can add and subtract in your life, you're controlling the complexity of your life and you're able to channel more energy into creating your vision. Because, as you know by now, creating your vision involves energy, time, resources. You have to really think about it in order to achieve goals, to keep stepping along your path, to keep taking those steps that are getting you towards your goal, which then help you to achieve your vision. It takes time, it takes energy, it takes concentration. So when I say add and subtract, I want you to think about what can you add to your life that will help you to move towards your vision? And what can you subtract from your life that's detracting from you achieving your goal? Easier said than done, right? I know, I realize that. But I want you to think about, what have you been doing that you can cut out? This kind of goes back to the rules and the norms that we talked about before. A lot of times we get into these behaviors and these habits and we don't really think about them. So what can you cut out from your life and what can you add? And this might include people. So let's think about people. Are you spending time with people you really don't enjoy being around and they don't add much value to your life? And in fact, when you leave them, you feel like you have less power, your power's a little bit drained. Maybe cut down on the interactions you have with those people. Are you making meals for family members? And maybe they could be making them themselves, and that helps them actually learn a little bit more about the kitchen and about food and about preparing meals. So maybe you can cut out some of the work that you've been doing as a parent or as a family member, and you can actually empower someone else by allowing them to do it or showing them how to do it. Now, I understand something like that can actually add complexity in the short term, but adding complexity in the short term sometimes decreases a lot of complexity longer term, and those minutes add up. And what can you add to your life? Is there something you've been thinking about doing from a workout perspective that you want to add? Did you want to change your diet? Maybe there's a meal plan that you want to try. Do you want to add a certain social media platform? People are talking about Blue Sky these days. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe you want to cut out a certain social media platform. I want you to do an exercise. Imagine that for an entire week, this is an exercise, all right? But imagine for an entire week that you didn't need to do anything for anyone else and you were just free to pursue your goal, your vision. What would you do? What would you do every day? What would you do in the morning? What would you do in the afternoon? What would you do in the evening? What would you do on weekends, on weekdays? Would your routine change? And would you like that? Now, we all have people in our lives, and we don't want to get rid of those people in our lives. We value the people in our lives. But I'm asking you to do this exercise because it's going to allow you to think a little bit differently about the things that you've been doing and what you can shift. Here's another exercise. If you go through your calendar over the past week, or even go back 2 weeks or 3 weeks, take a look at what you were doing and imagine and consider if there are things that you could have cut out or where you would have added things. From a business perspective, are you going to meetings because you've always gone to that meeting? Do you really need to be there, or could you be doing something else with your time? Or is there a meeting that you've never been invited to that you kind of wonder, what's going on in that meeting and should I be in there? Find a way to get yourself into that meeting. Do you have meetings with direct reports if you're a manager at work? And if so, are they helpful? Now, I'm a big believer in one-on-one meetings from a business perspective. I love one-on-one meetings. I encourage every leader to have them with the people who report to them and with their peers, and make sure you're having one with your boss. But are you having them too frequently? Are they productive? Can you reestablish them in another way so that they're more productive? Again, what can you cut out? What can you add? And maybe you're not cutting out the meeting or adding a meeting, but you're changing the agenda. So you're cutting something out of the agenda, or you're adding something to the agenda to make it a more powerful meeting. What do you think about my powerful math here? Just adding and subtracting. Sounds so simple. I know it's not simple because you're controlling complexity. But actually, once you make a decision to make a change, it is that simple because you made a decision and then you go forth and do it. Sometimes it's a huge weight off your shoulders to just make that decision. Just decide, I'm going to go do something, and then you do it.
If you appreciated the insights in this video, subscribe to the channel and you'll be among the first to see new videos when they drop. And if you could take a second to like this video, that small action will be more powerful than you could ever know.